How are we, people? And welcome back to Total Oz Spurs. And boys, we got a win.
I know.
Finally,
How good is it?
fucking finally. I just don't know how it happened, but we got one.
Yeah, well,
I
I
know.
mean, if anyone watched the live stream, they saw that the first half we were pretty down in the dumps. It felt like another Aston Villa replay, to be honest, especially for me and you, Delane. It's very, very hard to stay positive after the way we ended that first half. We were dominant for the first 20 minutes. And then, lo and behold, we allowed Palace to go in the game. They had the best shot, the best chance, I should say, by Jordan Ayew, but he scuffed it.
I know.
And that was the most pressure. And going into that second half, I had no inkling that we were going to score four. One, let alone four.
Yeah.
I thought we were down in the dumps after that. I was like, yeah, we're down in the dumps. But, yeah, just that first half just kind of just went, yeah, just that 20, that's all we had, just the 20-minute spark, and that was it. And
Yeah.
then everything else after that was just shit. Palace just looked like real dominant, and we just had nothing going on. We're like, oh fuck, here we go. It's gonna be one of these games. But I think the second half we just came out. And we were a different team. We were a whole completely different team.
No,
It's just
no. There was two players that stood out for me, and we
oh
all know who
well,
they are.
yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
But I think everyone just I think just stepped up a little bit more, stepped up a notch, and just came out a bit better. So, but all around to win, I'm happy. Let's just move on, and we can take this momentum into the NLD, which yep,
Next weekend, boys, but we play Portsmouth tomorrow. Here tomorrow,
yes,
Australia.
yeah.
But look, I feel you on that one. It was, like I said, I mentioned two players. Harry Class, say you know the rest, coming on out of the second half and just showing off, and then Brian Hill. But second half, Brad. Like, what did you? What was the difference you reckon in the second half?
Let me get to my first half first.
Oh, okay. Go first half.
Look, first 20 minutes, that's probably been our best 20 minutes we've started the game in a long time. Put it out there straight away.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Hill was, in my eyes, our best players for the first 55 minutes until Kane stepped up and pulled his finger out. If Kane didn't do what he did, it was Hill man of the match for me.
Yep.
But now the second half, like Bull showing that in the first half, and then we died in the ass halfway through, which is we do. We actually played a decent first half, like I just said. But there was no way in hell starting that second half. I think we'll score on 4. I thought it was going to be a 1-0. That was it. But look what happened. We got 4, and it was all because I left.
Yeah, well, that's why I've come to you for the second half, because first half, we're all here. It was pretty fucking miserable at half time, and then as soon as you left, we scored, and then you came back to celebrate. You fucked off again, and then we scored again. And I was,
you might have to keep doing that for the live stream, for the watch-alongs.
Just pissed off at half time.
So I'll make my daughter wake up every time then, eh? Maybe she's good luck.
Oh, maybe
maybe.
Look, I completely agree with you, Brad. I said, I think after Kane's second goal, I did say to Delane on the live stream that even though Kane had scored 2 goals, for me, Brian Hill, the way he played, the pressure, that he brings something different that no one else does. And the thing is, he brings different to Kulu as well. He loves that coming short, giving the ball, giving that option, and then as soon as he one touches it back, he's on his bike ready to go. He makes that movement, and he's not scared to play the one-touch ball in and between, him and Doherty, and going into the midfield. And he does come a bit shorter than Kulu does. He comes at a halfway line. He doesn't mind help out the midfield with the one touch, and then he turns it on his bike. And his energy, I really felt like was what really made him stand out. And this isn't a game where I'm saying, Hill has to start. Hill's, next big. No, he's not. Hill's got a lot more to prove, just like Kulu had to, just like Son had to. However, it's good that he has shown this. And everyone says, "Oh, it's only Crystal Palace." Well, Crystal Palace away is very, very hard, especially for us,
It really is.
especially for most London teams.
And any team at the moment's hard for us.
Yeah,
Let's put
I
that
mean,
down.
you're not.
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
moment.
like,
You're not wrong, bro. You're
Fuck
not
come
wrong.
on, bro.
and it's just good that he showed a bit of his talent, and that's what we've all been waiting for. And he's second start, played really, really well. He deserved to stay on the whole game, but it was good to see that he got switched.
So good to see him, to see an actual player like himself going out players, like going to them, like taking them on. Like it's actually really good. Like for his, I know he's the smallest, he's probably the skinniest, but at least he's taking on those players, he's getting them a go, and but it's really good to see, which I'm really happy to see.
Yeah, it's definitely. But like I was saying for the stream, going back to seeing when we first seen Hill, his touches were too hard, or it was too light. He's all of a sudden under Conte, he's got strength. He's ripping boys apart, left, right, and center, like they're just standing still. And his touches, they're not that bad anymore. Like some are a bit heavy, or they come in with pace, but they worked. They scored. You know what I mean? Like he's come a long way for 2 starts under Conte, consecutive starts, and look where he is now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's forced.
Well, it needs to, and he stepped up. It didn't just like flop like Son has last couple of weeks. He stepped up for a kid who's what, 20-something, 21?
He's 22. He's just turned 22, so he's about 6 to 8 months younger than Kulu. And that's the thing. That's what everyone compares him to is Kulusevski, and the different players, different builds. And the thing is, people got to realize that people in different careers hit form in different times too. Gareth Bale was horrible at left back, got moved to left wing, left wing, and then became amazing. Also, Harry Kane, he didn't hit his stardom until 23, and he was on loan for 4 or 5 years. So, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I know you boys aren't either. I know you boys are praising the kid because he did show off. He did, push ahead when he needed to. But like it's good to see that he performed, and I want to see that consistently now. And even what he's going to have to realize is he's going to be dropped to the bench a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because Kulu has shown more in the Premier League. However, going forward, I feel like it might be an extra option that Conte can explore now and doesn't have to hold Kulu on the whole game. If you need someone to come on and give a bit of energy, a bit of one touch, Hill can be chucked on to provide it.
It's given that in a sense to leave Kane up front, Richie, Hill, bang, come on for Kulu and Son. If they're not having a good game, bang. Or you
Kulu can go in the middle. I'm sorry, not Kulu, Richie.
Yeah, or you can even take Kane off and go Richie, Hill, and keep.
Yeah, you could. You're right.
You can take Son and that off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Right. It's good. It's what I want to see now is Hill start growing on it. He's had one really good game. He had a half decent game with Villa. Didn't do well. The whole team didn't do well, but he showed a little bit of a glimpse. This game, he really showed a bit of his talent. So I'm hoping he can grow on that. But enough of Hill. To the man of the hour, man of the match, Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
He was unplayable in that second half. He literally switched on like. It's like Conte hit a thing in his head and went, mate, what the fuck are you doing? And he's gone, all right, I'll fucking show you.
But then, did you see the thing that came out about, sorry, going off, thinking that
go.
After missing that goal,
at the World Cup,
he wants to win trophies with Tottenham now, and he's pushing harder. Look,
yeah,
we're not going to win the league.
No,
but if
FA Cup, like
every game with Sonny's on song too, and Hill, we're winning a trophy this year, straight up. With that performance right there.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's Kane really shot up in that second half, and that World Cup. I do think the thing is he's come back off that World Cup. He scored 4 goals in 3 games. Now I know he got 4 goals or 3 goals. 3 goals in 3 games.
No, I think it was 4.
He scored 4. Yeah, he scored one against.
He scored 4.
One against Villa. One against Brentford, and then 2.
Two
against.
No, we didn't score against Villa. It was 2-0.
No, we didn't score. So he scored.
He scored 3. He scored 3 and 4.
He almost could have scored 4 because he almost had a hat trick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like coming back from a World Cup like that, letting down your country. We didn't let down the country. Penalties are 50-50. Lloris went the right way anyway. So I think if Kane buried it the right way he wanted to, I think Lloris had it. Either way, it's good to see that his mentality is still there and the class that he had for the first header to get into that position. That second shot, really, the way he slotted it like a slot machine, where he'll beautiful pass straight to his feet. He took one little touch and then just unleashed, and it was
off his left onto his right. That's all he did.
Yeah.
And
it
was good. It was good. Really
shows
good
his quality. And then his pass for the fucking to Son for the final goal. I mean, that's classic Son and Kane. That's what we like to see.
Ending the game saying that has gone right. We need to start against Portsmouth and Arsenal like that. How they were. That's what that second half we need to see now. Every first half, and we'll bury teams first half, and then we can.
We need to do that the whole game, or we just need to put that momentum onto them now and just go the whole game.
Scare them out the game. Like Arsenal's gonna be hard to beat.
Arsenal are the hardest team to beat in the league at the moment. They actually got a controversial draw with Newcastle. As much as we love to see it, I did watch it back, and it's unfair on Arsenal. And that's the thing. If Arsenal
pushed in the box,
it's unfair for Arsenal. They're playing so well, and it's shit as a Tottenham fan to even think about it. But at the end of the day, they had a process. They've stuck to it, and now this is where they are, and that's what we need to do. But is there anyone else that stood out for you today, Delane? In the game, Delane, because I know there's one more player that showed a bit of promise, and we'll get on to Son at the end because we're a special little thing for Sonny. But anybody else in that match that proved something for you?
Well, if we go look at the bench, I think it was Sarr who come on. I think he started to actually pick up a little bit, what he can do, and
he came on early too.
He came on early too, which we were all surprised. But it's really good. It's really good to see him come on, and I think Conte take a little bit of credit, give him a little bit like a high credit, and he well deserves it. He's played 2 games for us, or he's come off the bench for 2.
I think he's had two games off the bench. I think his debut was last week against Villa.
Yeah. But no, it was actually pretty good to it's actually good to see that, and good to see him come off the bench and just show what he could do. He's got good talent, and within that, before the game finished, he was just showing up. It was so good.
I've read something that Conte's come out and said to Levy that he wants to build a team around Sarr, and you're right. He came on, and what really stood out for me was the way he bullied Zaha off that ball on the edge of the box.
That was funny.
And then the carry at the end of the game where he won the ball on the edge of the box and then just strode past 3 or 4 players, pushing them off, got tackled, stayed on his feet, kept going. And the thing is, to me, it's hard because he came on when the game was pretty much done. However, he still came on where we could have lost the game. It was 65th minute. He had 25 minutes minimum. And it was 2-0 up, I'm pretty sure, when he came on. 2-0 or 3-0. I think it was 2-0.
Yeah.
So for me, last against Villa, we looked worse when the subs came on in defence. But with the way they came on, I think he's made people notice him. And I'm not saying he's going to be a world beater, but there is a little player in there, and let's just hope Conte can get something out of him.
I think, Conte praises him a lot within those 2 games. I think he does a bit more. He goes a bit forward. He looks forward like a Skip does. He looks forward, drives it forward, which is good. And that's what we need. We need that drive forward. No going back stuff. Just go forward. 1 touches, get up the pitch. Let's go.
Well, I'll give it to Skip. Skip had a lot better game than Basuma did against Villa. Skip was transitioning 100%. A lot more, pushing forward, getting the ball moving forward more. He got a yellow card for a good professional foul. They were on the break.
We knew that was coming, but he was niggling around, pulling shirts. We knew that was.
But that's the thing. Skip's that kind of player where he'll niggle players. He'll do what he has to do to defend, and sometimes we need that. We need that person that's going to get in someone's faces and annoy him.
If he can annoy their midfield and their front 3 like that when they're transitioning, it takes them off their game to score goals and stuff, and it helps our back 4 as well.
I was going to say.
As well.
In saying
he's niggling the whole game. It fucks them off and they can't score.
Well, Zaha, Romero, and Doherty were on his ass. I'll give it to. I've got a special mention to Doherty. All right, Romero did what he usually does, but Doherty, he didn't have an amazing game. He got a goal for one, But for me, he did everything right that game. He defended Zaha out of the game pretty much. Zaha had nothing. And when he did, it was fuck all. He had one fluff on that went wide. He niggled Zaha to the point that Zaha was flopping everywhere. And then, like as you said, we've skipped niggling. That's what Doherty did the whole game to Zaha, and Zaha had nothing. And that's their best player. Once we nullified him, it was just a matter of time before our forwards switched on. And it was great to see Romero. Romero's hitting back as well.
He's going back to his old Romero.
His old Romero before last year. And I got another player, Lloris. Why didn't we see him? Why didn't we see this Lloris against Aston Villa? He's putting balls out properly. He's saving the balls. He's not palming it off. You know, there was a punch that he made that he should have caught, but because of the wind, he punched it so far out. The commentators even commended him for it because they didn't think he should do it. But the way he did it was perfect.
Yeah, he launched it.
And the thing is, if he saved that first shot against Villa, I think the game would have been different. And I said to you on the stream, Delane, that first save was when I sat there and went, hang on, we might actually get something here. Because that save last week, it would have went in. If that was last week against Villa and that was the shot, I think it was it might have been, it wasn't Zaha's shot. It was, I think it might have been a Lise shot.
No, it was
Ayu's
shot, wasn't it?
No,
is Anderson's from outside the box?
Anderson's went wide. That was a good shot though. He saved it when it was onto his right hand side. I can't remember who shot it. It wasn't Ayew because Ayew went wide.
What's his name? The right winger.
Elise.
When he came off his left and he hit it with his left and it went to his right side. Yeah.
And I've got to give it to Lloris. That's the Lloris that we know of old. I still think he's past it. I still think we need to replace him. However, I hope he turns up in the NLD like that because we're going to need him like that. We're going to need Kane like that.
We're going to need everyone like that.
If Kulu's back, we're going to need Kulu on song. If Hills plays, Hill has to play the way he is. Hopefully Bentancur's back, but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Doherty. And the thing is, Palace and Arsenal's front four are kind of the same. They have a small forward like Ayew and Jesus. Jesus is obviously better. They've got better quality. But what I'm saying is the system is the same and we nullified it. So if we can do that against Arsenal, we have a chance. I'm not saying we're going to beat them because I'm pretty sure that they're going to come into that game firing. But we need to have these players on form and performing like they did against Crystal Palace in that second half. We need to see it in the whole game against Arsenal next week.
Oh, well, let's just hope to an Arsenal game, but let's hope we can do that tomorrow night as well.
Well, I think tomorrow night will be good to play the youngsters.
That's what I don't want to see.
Well, Scarlett can't play, I don't think. I don't know.
No, you can't. You can't play.
I don't know because the rules for the in league is the same. However, I don't know if they're in lower leagues. Sometimes they can change it. The option of them not playing against us is taken out. However, I would like to see Harvey White play, Sarr play, but I do want a mix of first team and string because the FA Cup's the best chance of us getting a trophy now. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the Champions League. We're out of the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup's the only one that we can go for, and it's a cup competition, so anybody can win it. So I think we don't go into we go into the game with a full bench, but have a mix of Sarr. If Kulu's going to play against Arsenal, I'd start Hill. It'd be nice to see Tanganga, White.
Would you like to see Tanganga though?
Cess, Spence. I don't mind Tanganga. I don't think he plays that bad. He got fucked over against Brentford. He was up against Tony and Buemo, and Dyer fucked him over. Didn't help him at all.
Yeah, true. Dyer wasn't a shocker. I think Dyer does not need to play against.
No, I'd play Tanganga. I don't know, Davies and one of Langley or Romero, and then if we're losing or if we need to win,
Romero. Honestly leave Romero.
I'd just chuck Dyer on. But there is one player that we have missed, and he's the man that we've all been praying scores, and he finally did. I thought it wasn't going to be his day when he had that one-on-one with Guaita, and he hit it. I thought it was offside, but when he hit it one-on-one, usually 9 times out of 10 he scores that, and he hit it straight at the goalkeeper. And I thought, fuck again, it's not going to be his game. And finally, and I've got to give it to him. He did really well against Gagey he nudged him a little bit, not enough. Usually in that situation, the striker nudges him, the defender goes flying, and then that's it. It's a free kick. But he gave him the littlest of nudges, won the ball, and hit the ball as soon as he could. It was a bit of a deflection, helped him. However, Son's got his goal, and I'm hoping
This
kicks him on now for his season because we need him. We need him as much as we need Kane.
We need him to step up now. We need him to come up.
Sonny.
Exactly. And to see his reaction after, like, when he scored that goal, the mask came off. I think that was a bit of a relief for him. Like, when he scored that, he's like, oh, finally, I've got something now. So I'm hoping that goal just sets him up now to go on that NLD and just.
Well, it felt different. It felt like a different Son. It felt like it was Son growing back into it. He was taking on people. Yeah, he was. He when he took on a few times. He lost the ball, and he was. He was trying to. But the thing is, in his mind, he was like, I want to drive. I want to drive. And we've been saying we want Son to drive, and it just that confidence. Now that he's got that goal, hopefully, the next time he drives against, like, say he's playing against Arsenal, he starts driving. He might win one or two of those more than he would have a couple of weeks ago.
Again against them like he did last season. Oof.
So it's good to see Son on the board, but there's one thing I want to quickly talk about before we end it here, guys. Is I'm seeing a lot of stuff of people saying, "Oh, we won 4-0. Are you Levy out now?" And I'm going to say this is my opinion. I don't know about your boys, but just because he won 4-0 and we said it on the stream, Delane, does not mean this team doesn't need investment, and does not mean that Levy and Enoch are given scot-free, because that if they don't invest in this January with Conte. I'm Levy out anyway. I think that we need a new chairman and a new board. It's not just Levy, it's Joe Lewis and Enoch. I feel like we need a new structure. We've gotten to a stage where they're businessmen. We need football men now in this club. I want them gone. I want us to have chairman and an owner that wants us to win, not just be there and make money. But how are you boys feeling about it? Because I'm seeing a lot of people who say that they're like, oh, where are you? Levy out. Look, we won 4-0. One game doesn't justify years and years of trophies not in that cabinet.
I'm still out as well. We need money in the team. We need the money in the team now. We're not going to win a league with this team. Let's just put it that way. We're not going to win Champions League with this team.
No.
We need a new team. We need a rebuild.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think Enoch, Levy out. We just need football-minded chairman and owners who want to spend money on the team.
Who want to win trophies.
We want to win trophies as well. Not, pay money for a Conte or NFL shit. No, look, that's good. But we need to invest in this team to get to where, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, all them teams winning trophies. Like, we need a team to win, to get to that level.
It's as simple as that. We need to compete. That's it.
And we need to compete as well.
We need to compete. We need to compete in all leagues, in everything, and fight for trophies every fucking season, and be that annoying little chihuahua that everyone hates. On the angles, fighting for it. We just need the backing. We've got the fan base for it. We've got the stadium. Just back our players, and let's get money. Let's back the team and get money in there.
Exactly.
With the team, like we said, our last review and video was we only need 3 or 4 players to just be able to compete in the league, and then on top of that, another window of 2 or 3 top-notch players to compete in all leagues. So it's only about 7 or 8 players off. It sounds like a lot, but if we back Conte and we get in at least his main positions, and I think it's 3. I think his 3 main positions is a attack-minded midfielder, another centre back, and a right wing back, which is what we need. If he gets those, I think we'll fight for top 4. I'm not going to say we're going to get it because it's very, very hard at the moment. United won. I think United. Did United lose? No, they won 3-1.
They won.
City, Liverpool dropped points for us, and so did Chelsea. So that for us, it's still okay. But the thing is, they can go on a run. Both of those teams can go on a run. I know that Chelsea might be in disarray because Potter, I think, they've won 1 game in 9 since October or something. Fucking insane.
1 game in October.
But I think they're going to give him to the end of January because there's no point in having a manager buy players in January like Nkuku, like Fofana, and then getting rid of him a week after you've bought them and getting another manager in who might not want them. So I think they'll keep him, but we've just got to really, really back Conte. Even if they don't think he's right, the football's not right. It doesn't matter. Conte's a winner, and we need to back him. We need to back every manager that we have. We should have backed Poch. We should have backed Mourinho. We should, Nuno. Like, as much as I don't think he was right for us, I don't think he was good enough for us. Like at the time, he was the best manager we could have gotten. But
he won us a
all
couple
in-
of games.
Yeah, he won us the first 3 games, and then we went on like a 4-game losing streak, got smacked by Arsenal and United. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it, Levy, fucking get out your checkbook. You have to spend you have to spend hundreds of millions. Just get the right players, get the players that Conte wants, and then you can worry about your little fucking buying 5 mil for a player and selling them off for 30 mil later.
As I see it too, but right, you said we need like 7 to 9 players. That's a revamp of a whole bench. Because we've got the first team now. You get better first team players on the bench or average than what we've got.
Yeah.
And then we have people coming off the thing, not like Saar, like, you know what I mean? We've got all defenders, Sessegnon, Tentanga. We've got decent, like 80 plus rated players come off the bench that can change a game no matter what when they come on. When we need that. Our bench at the moment is pretty rubbish.
Well, the bench
But not
again
much
on the
to
weekend
choose
was disgusting. I don't even know how we scored 4.
I
Because
was
we
looking at that
had no
too.
one on the bench. We had no one on the bench. He
But
played
we
Harvey
put that
White
back to
up
start.
front. Harvey White came on and played like an attacking winger role.
Yeah.
And he's a defensive midfielder, even though he has played in the false
He
line
was
9 for
playing
Conte
He was playing striker
in the friendlies.
In the friendlies as well.
Yeah, well, maybe Conte sees something and can move him forward because,
I
funny
thought
enough,
Anthony Devine would have
Harry
been
Kane
there more.
was a midfielder for Tottenham's youth and then moved into striker. Harvey White's kind of got that same look, same build, blonde hair, you know, big head. Maybe he's the next Harry Kane. Can you imagine? Nah, I know we still got Troy Parrott and Dane Scarlett. No doubt they're going to be in there next year. So I don't think we're looking for a striker.
One of them, I think if Scarlett has he's on a good role at the moment. Hopefully we can see it tomorrow. I think Scarlett will stay next year because Parrott's been injured.
Yeah, Parrott's injury prone. I really liked Parrott, but I liked his build and he played like Harry Kane, but he's been his career's been injury prone this whole career. So, but on that note, anything else, guys, before we wrap it up?
Score predictions tomorrow while we're here.
Oh, score predictions. I'm going to go for like a 3-0. I think he will get a goal. No, our way. They've just. Well, the thing is, they've just lost their manager and their assistant manager, so there could be a new manager bounce. You never fucking know. I don't think. I personally think that the Portsmouth manager, he comes in, he'll just go. It's against Tottenham, right off game. Let's just focus on the league. Let's just get hammered by Tottenham, get out of it, and focus on winning and getting in the league. That's what I think will happen. If I was a manager, I would, especially coming in new and coming up against the Premier League team as your first job, or it might be your second game. I'd be like, yeah, maybe we should just, put it off like, oh yeah, we got hammered because it's at Tottenham, and then focus on the league. So I'm not saying I hope they do that because I want it easy. I think we should be beating them regardless. They're a League One team, so we should be beating them. It should be no contest, but we have lost in the past to League One teams. We lost to Colchester not too long ago in a cup game. So what about you boys?
I'll probably go I don't know, it's probably a 3-0. Don't know the scores yet because, it's too hard we don't know the lineup.
You don't know who's going to play.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know who's going to play, so I'll go 3-0. I think a 3-0.
I'm going to go 3-1.
Oh, you think we need a goal?
If Scarlett plays, I reckon Scarlett's going to get one.
Can you imagine if he scores a screamer?
That's what I'm thinking about it. I reckon he's just going to make Hugo look silly off one goal.
Oh, I don't think Hugo will play. I think it'll be Foster. I think he'll save Hugo for because Hugo will get a whole week and a bit. So will Kane. So will Son for the NLD. I think that.
Well, we've got City and then City back to back, don't we?
Nah, Fulham in between. We've got Arsenal, City away. I think it's Fulham away, which is pretty much home because it's Craven Cottage, and then home against City again. So our next 4 games, I'm still thinking we're going to get 3 points against Fulham because I don't think we're good enough to beat Arsenal at the moment. And City,
no.
Thing is though, City actually, I feel like we're going to beat City more than beat Arsenal because at the moment they're not playing well. They're on and off. Haaland's banging in goals for fun, but they can't win games. It's no good scoring 50 goals a season if none of them fucking matter.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that before we get to that.
Yeah. So,
we'll get to that.
Anyways, boys, thank you everyone for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe down the bottom and you hit that share button and get these videos out to all your friends that support Tottenham. Make sure you're hitting up our link tree for all our socials. We are now on Rumble, which is another recording program like YouTube, uploading videos. So if you create an account and go over there and hit a like on that for us, I really appreciate it. And as we always say here at Total War Spurs, have a good night and stay Spursy.
Thanks, Nancy.
Stay Spursy.